Get ready for the action because UFC veteran Jim Miller is laser-focused on his future. After that massive victory over Jared Gordon at UFC 328, Jim Miller is officially setting his sights on a major goal, reaching 50 fights in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. We dive deep into what this means for the legend and the path ahead for this iconic fighter.
Stop using your finger for notes, sketches, and edits. This Jam Jake stylus pen gives your iPad a smoother, more precise writing feel with palm rejection so your hand can rest naturally on the screen. It charges fast, works for hours, and comes with replacement tips. Perfect for school, work, or creative projects. Check the link in the comments to grab it on Amazon.
Next up, we look at the emotional side of the fight game with lightweight Grant Dawson. After his hard-fought battle at UFC 328, Grant Dawson opened up about the intense personal challenges he faced, including losing his first child in a miscarriage. Hear how he navigated that adversity and what he learned about toughness in the cage. Now, let's talk about the evolving perception of the sport with welterweight Yaroslav Amosov. Yaroslav Amosov had a significant moment at UFC 328, and he shares his experience on how being a UFC fighter changes how people react to you, revealing a surprising truth about respect and recognition in the world of MMA. And finally, the future is looking incredibly bright with a massive announcement. An undefeated Ukrainian lightweight, Artur Miniev, is officially stepping into the UFC for UFC Fight Night 276 on just 5 days' notice. We break down the details of this debut and the matchup against fellow newcomer Thomas Gant. Don't miss this, and stick around for more breaking news. UFC veteran Jim Miller has publicly declared his ambition to reach 50 fights within the Ultimate Fighting Championship following a significant victory over Jared Gordon at UFC 328. In his 47th appearance for the promotion, Miller secured a dominant first-round submission win, reaffirming his status as a legend in mixed martial arts. Speaking at a post-fight press conference, Miller emphasized his commitment to longevity and a specific career goal. Miller referenced the philosophy of longevity, citing the advice of college professor Henry Jones, Jr., who noted that success in the sport is measured by miles rather than just years. Miller stated, "I want to get to 50. I don't want anything stupid to happen." He highlighted the importance of his training team, stating that they provide the necessary physical attributes and a trusted environment for preparation. Miller stressed the need for a supportive team to manage his training safely, noting that many careers in the sport are prematurely ended by preventable injuries. Miller concluded by expressing his desire to reach 50 fights so he can sail off into the sunset. Newark lightweight contender Grant Dawson emerged from UFC 328 not only with a victory, but also with a candid look into the personal challenges he faced leading up to the fight. Beyond the physical demands of the bout, Dawson shared that he and his wife had recently experienced the loss of their first child due to a miscarriage, describing the week as difficult. During his post-fight media appearance, Dawson credited his wife for her strength, stating she soldiered through it, toughed it out, "No emotion got me through this." Following the fight, Dawson admitted to the media that while he felt physically terrible, he was also emotionally affected. The contest itself was a hard-fought battle, characterized by back-and-forth action, with Dawson sustaining damage before ultimately securing a submission victory over former training partner Mateusz Rebecki. Dawson viewed overcoming this adversity as a source of personal pride, stating, "I'm happy with this one, because like I said in the cage, I think a lot of people think of me as skilled. I don't think a lot of people think of me as tough, and I hope that has answered that question tonight." Regarding his approach to opponents, Dawson indicated that while he had certain names he would avoid, such as Mateusz Gamrot unless a title was involved, he was willing to fight others. He confirmed that after Rebecki agreed to the bout, Dawson accepted, stating, "If you say yes, I must say yes." Dawson reflected on the fight's trajectory, noting that his initial optimism shifted throughout the contest, culminating in satisfaction after the third round. He concluded by emphasizing his focus on the result, asserting, "I'll never turn my nose to a win. We got the win, that's what matters. Obviously, I would like to knock everybody out in the first 10 seconds. Welterweight Yaroslav Amosov experienced a notable shift in public reception following his recent victory, highlighting the distinct perception afforded to being a UFC fighter compared to other combat sports champions. Ahead of his fight against Joel Alvarez at UFC 328, Amosov had made a personal sacrifice, cutting out sugar for 3 months in preparation. He commented on this change while enjoying a snack, describing it as a different life. Amosov secured a submission win against Alvarez on the preliminary card, advancing his record to 2-0 in the promotion and an overall record of 31. Speaking with media outlets, Amosov reflected on the difference in how he is perceived. He stated that after his first fight, he noticed a change in attention. "When you're a UFC fighter, this is a little bit different," he explained. Amosov noted that the designation of being a UFC fighter garners a specific type of respect that transcends championship status in other organizations. He elaborated, "If you're not a UFC fighter, people don't respect you." He contrasted this with the UFC environment, saying, "If you're a UFC fighter, people are like, oh." Amosov suggested that the title confers an immediate recognition, noting that simply being associated with the UFC allows him to command attention, such as being asked for a photo in a mall setting. He believes this perception is tied to an ingrained idea of being a UFC fighter, regardless of the specific win-loss record. Looking toward his future, Amosov emphasized that his ambition extends beyond simply winning, stating that understanding, "How I will win," is crucial for his goal of becoming a UFC champion. Amosov also earned the performance of the night bonus at UFC 328, positioning him strongly in his pursuit of a championship run. A highly anticipated matchup has been announced for UFC Fight Night 276, featuring newcomer Artur Miniev against debutant Thomas Gant. Miniev, an undefeated Ukrainian lightweight with a 7-0 MMA record, is stepping into the octagon on 5 days' notice to face Gant, who holds an 11-0 MMA record. The bout is scheduled for Saturday at Meta Apex in Las Vegas. While the promotion has not issued an official announcement, sources familiar with the booking have informed channel YouTube about the fight. Initial reports indicated that the booking was heavily reported by one source, and earlier information suggested that Gant's original opponent, Trey Ogden, had withdrawn due to injury. Artur Miniev brings a strong finishing record to the card, boasting 6 finishes across 7 fights, including 4 knockouts and 3 submissions, primarily competing in the Fury FC circuit. Miniev's journey to the UFC includes leaving Ukraine following the conflict with Russia, training stints in New England with Tyson Chartier, and experience in Albuquerque, New Mexico. More recently, he has established himself in Las Vegas, training under John Wood, the 2025 Coach of the Year at Syndicate MMA, alongside training with Yaroslav Amosov in Coconut Creek, Florida. Thomas Gant enters the promotion with a strong background in wrestling, having competed extensively at North Carolina State University before transitioning to MMA in 2023. Gant competed 14 times between February 2024 and February 2025, including 3 amateur bouts and 11 professional fights, an impressive run that secured him a shot at the Dana White's Contender Series. He has also secured a contract following a sub-3-minute submission victory over the previously unbeaten Adam Livingston.